Hey, this is Nicole from AttractingMenMastery.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching this video. I have some awesome ideas for you. And before I go into what I'm going to talk about, I want to give a shout out to my awesome blogger friend, dating consultant, Robin Cockrell, and the awesome job that she's doing over on her forum, 365daysoflove.com. You definitely have to check it out. If you're not a part of the forum yet, join for free. Check it out. So today I want to talk to you about the fastest way to turn your relationship around. And when we talk about turning a relationship around, we talk about that from how I see it from a different perspective than how a lot of people have written about it in articles, in videos, in blogs, in many different ways. When I talk about turning your relationship around, in order to turn something around, there has to be power that is applied to it. If you're going to turn a chair around, you must apply power to the object, the chair, in order to turn it around. In order to turn your relationship around, it's the same principle, it's the same concept. You have to apply power to turning it around. Now, the mistake that a lot of women make when they think about turning their relationship around or turning their love life around is that they use force. There's a difference between using force and using power. A huge difference. Now, let's talk about power for a minute. If you want to build a strong body, like a strong arm, the number one thing that you will think about doing is having to lift weight in order to do that. Not only that, you might also think about eating the proper foods that's going to support the cells in your body, in your arm, that's going to support the muscles in your arm, the cells that are supporting the muscles, in order for you to have a strong body. Now, when it comes to having a strong relationship or turning it around, it is no different. But what you have to understand is that instead of trying to turn it around using force, okay, so let's talk about force now and what force means, really. We see it all the time. Force is when you do things like trying to talk to him about it. Force is when you do things like, playing hard to get, using little tricks, using little strategies. Force is when you actually do things on the outside of you, in order to get a result in your relationship. So when a lot of women use force, they try to talk to the guy, they try to have, sit downs with him, they try to get advice from their girlfriends, they try to use techniques, they try to use ideas, they try to use strategies, they just want this one thing, this one advice that they think is going to make a difference, one advice that they think is going to turn it around, one advice that's going to drop some sort of magic voodoo spell on him and make him want more. But that is all about using force on the outside to turn your relationship around. Remember I said it, in order to turn something around, in order to build muscle, in order to build something that's strong, you have to apply power. In order to build power, you have to make an application. So go back or refuse from depending on force and now learn how to activate power. Now, how do you activate power and infuse your relationship with power, kind of like similar to how you kind of infuse your muscles with power in order to build a strong body or a strong arm. In order to build a strong arm, you have to infuse your muscles with power, and in order to infuse it with power, you have to apply force to it, right? So, instead of trying to apply force from the outside of your relationship, you must apply force on the inside of you. Okay? Did you get that? In order to turn your relationship around, you must build power on the inside of you by applying force within, not force without. Not trying to text him some dirty message or talk to him about it, or having a sit down, or trying to be happy 1 minute when you know you're really not happy 1 minute, or pretending that you're happy with him, or pretending that you're just going to be, act a certain way, pretending that you're just going to be a certain way, pretending that you're going to this, or pretending that you're that. That's all using force from the outside to build your relationship, and it's not focusing on trying to transform it and infusing it with real power. In order to infuse your relationship with real power and turn it around, you must apply force within yourself. There has to be an application of force within yourself. Now let's talk about how you do that. Because a lot of times, if you've been conditioned in a certain way for a very, very long time, it's very, very difficult for you to all of a sudden start act and respond in a way that you're not used to acting and responding. But what happens is that a lot of women who are conditioned to respond in a certain way, they just keep responding with that patterning, and then they're not getting the result, and then they're wondering why they're not getting the result. There is a reason why you're not getting a result if you are doing a certain action, because everything is principle. Apply enough force to your muscles and it must build. That is a principle. Apply enough force within yourself and there must be a transformation. Power must build within. Now, when power starts to build within you, it comes out like a firework into your relationship. It's kind of like boom, it goes off like fireworks in your relationship. Now, let's talk about how to build power inside of you using force. Okay. One of the principles that I often tell women about, if you want to shift what's going on in your relationship, the foundation of everything starts with the self. So therefore, you must think about working on yourself. You think about working on your personal development. You have to think about working on your personality. You have to think about working on the qualities, your spiritual qualities, the qualities that are within you. You have to think about working within in order for you to get the results, to infuse it, to turn it around. If you are trying to work with elements or forces outside of you, you're always going to go up against a wall. It will always happen. It won't work. And you probably have been facing that. It's not working. It's not going anywhere because you're working with force. You're working with force outside of you. You're trying to do something because you think it's going to, make a difference. You're trying to do something because you think he's going to respond to you. You try to do A, you think you're going to get B, and then you have all the high expectations that go along with doing A. So when you are working with a different power, when you're working with the forces within, it is devoid of expectations. You don't really have any sort of expectations because it's a state of beingness. It's a state that you're in. You're not doing. Force is about doing and power is about being. So I think I kind of went off there a little bit, but okay, so let's talk about how you can develop that inner power. How about every morning you spend at least 5 minutes looking at yourself in the mirror and you say to the person in the mirror, I love you. 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 Now it sounds like you're just repeating things over and over and over again. But when you are invoking the energy of love by looking at your reflection or just by saying it out, you are building power inside. You are building power, the power of self-love. The power of love is building up in strength inside of you. I was talking to a doctor recently and he was saying that he's a lot into quantum physics and he said love and gratitude are the highest vibrating forces in the universe. There's two more that I don't remember right now, but love and gratitude are two of the highest vibrating forces in the universe. So if you want to infuse power in your relationship and turn it around, then you have to apply those principles. You have to flow or go with the flow of how the law works in the universe. If love and gratitude is two of the most powerful forces in the universe, it just only tells you and I that we have to apply that using, if you are building a muscle, you're going to use the dumbbell to put pressure on that muscle in order to have the powerful arm. I need to put some more pressure on my arm here. Now, if you want to build the power within you, guess what you have to use in order to build that power? Your words is the dumbbell that activates the creative force inside of you, that builds the strength and the power of wholeness, of balance, of a harmonious feeling, of feeling centered, of feeling validated within. Your words is what does it. The dumbbell will do it for your physical body to strengthen your arms, but your words is what does it. Your words is what's going to activate that creative force. It's going to act as the pressure that's going to build the strength of those things within you. And when your words build it, then it becomes a part of you. Then you begin to act it out in your relationship. This is like a huge topic, but that's just one thing for now that I can help you to understand how to turn things around, is by cultivating and activating power inside of you and not relying on force on the outside of you. Power is what does it. Power is what really truly changes. When you truly harness a certain amount of power inside of you, it really works to act as fireworks on the outside, and it begins to transform your relationship. Now, when you activate power by look in the mirror and practicing that and saying, I love you for like 5 minutes, and then you now remember that when you're building a muscle, it takes time for that to show up. So don't expect to start applying this principle and then when you go around your guy thinking that it's going to be just, a snap thing. That's just all of a sudden he's going to change just in front of your eye, like a miracle. Remember that it is reliant on you to continue to apply that force within you. And when you continue to apply that force within you, you build up the vibration of a super abundant, attractive quality, because you now are a woman who's self-contained inside of you, that you're not needing his love in order to make you feel whole, but you are self-contained. You're building a community inside of you. You are building a community within you. You are self-contained. And when you are self-contained with love, it acts as a powerful vibration to transform everything that's going on within your relationship. There's so much more to this. And I can go on and talk about how you can apply the next powerful vibration of gratitude. But that's for another post. Thank you so much for watching. And remember to check out my good friend Robin Cockrell's awesome forum, 365daysoflove.com. It totally rocks over there. Thank you, and I'll talk to you real soon. Bye.